Hello everybody, we are back for some more Darkest Dungeon Let's Play. This week I'm going to do something, I say this week, but it's not like I do this weekly. Anyway, but this time I'm doing something a little bit different, because so far on this Let's Play I've been kind of just taking my heroes as they come, and not really messing with their skills at all, and I haven't really been discussing much of my strategy or tactics in the dungeons, so for this video I'm just going to go through all of my characters and learn them some new skills, probably level up some skills, and just talk a bit more about, my strategies and tactics in this game. And I don't purport to be, an expert on Darkest Dungeon, but I have put nearly 90 hours into it, and I'd like to think I've learned a little bit here and there, so don't take anything I say as, me saying somebody else is wrong, because I've seen a couple other people.
All my life I could feel an insistent gnawing in the back of my mind. It was a
and some of them are good,
a
and
thirst
some
for
of them
discovery
I
that
don't
could
actually
be
agree
neither
with. So,
numbed nor sated.
I'm just going to tell you what I think and what I've found and what worked for me, and we're going to see what we can do. First of all, I'm going to check out the survivalist. I'm going to upgrade them.
Success depends on survival.
Can't upgrade them much apparently though. Check out the guild. Yeah, don't really need to upgrade them, and I can't. So we're going to start with our low level character. Let's see, Sam. We have Smite, Zealous, Accusation, Stunning Blow, and Holy Lance. Now, he hasn't learned Bulwark of Faith, Battle Heal, or Inspiring Cry. And these are the camping skills. Camping skills are useful too. I haven't done that much with them yet so far. Get some water there. But as you can see, only have some of them learned, and you can select and deselect which skills you have. And what's kind of neat is, you see these preferred position and preferred target. Those are really good to pay attention to when putting together a party, because you want people with preferred positions, you want people in their preferred positions, and you want at least somebody whose preferred target is, everybody, essentially. So you want, I've got this guy, his preferred target is the 2 front enemy ranks, so I'd want at least one person in the party whose preferred target is the back rank or the 3rd rank. But let's look at these skills. All of these are offensive skills, which is, not bad, although with his quirks, it's not too terribly bad. But let's head to the guild. See what they can do with it. So I've got a decent amount of gold, so I could learn all these without much problem. Now, here's the question: you can only have 4 combat skills active at a time, so you want to be pretty careful about what you pick. Now, for this guy, I don't think I really need Stunning Blow. I mean, Stunning Blow is useful, but for the most part, if it's this character's turn, I'll want him using Smite or Zealous Accusation. And I'll probably have somebody else in the party who can stun. So, what are other options if you get rid of Stunning Blow? You got Bulwark of Faith, which increases the torch, which is not bad. It's not, a deal breaker, but it's not bad. Gives him plus 25% prot, which is nice. They do a quarter less damage. And marks him. Now, marking yourself is... A lot of tanks have abilities that do that. I think it's just the Crusader and the Man-at-Arms. Yeah, I think it's just those 2. That makes some enemies more likely to attack you, which, is a good thing to have if you are tougher than everybody else in the party. So, we'll go ahead and learn that one just in case, because I might need to do more tanky later. Battle Heal heals for 2. Now, that probably goes up as he levels up, but that is not that impressive. He will not be a main healer with that. He'll probably not even be a backup healer. And again, like with Stunning Blow, if it's his turn, I'll probably want him to use something else. So we're going to skip Battle Heal. Inspiring Cry. Now this one is a little bit better, in my opinion, than Battle Heal, because stress damage is a lot more debilitating than physical damage in this game. Let me tell you that right now. Like, having somebody hit death's door, that's bad. That's a problem, and you need to watch out for that. But somebody hitting, having the resolve tested when they hit 100 stress, that's significantly more of a problem. Also, there are a lot more ways to heal physical damage than to heal stress. So I'm going to go ahead and learn that. And we are going to swap his abilities around. We're going to lose Stunning Blow. And we're going to take Inspiring Cry. Because this character is not really built to be... let's see, what level is he? Yeah, he doesn't really need to be a tank. He can be focused more on damage. But I don't really have many trinkets yet, but it's always good to look at trinkets. I have literally no trinkets that he can make any use of. So, we'll just move right along then. Corey! Corey is a Hellion. Just faded. Chance to turn enemies into a hit. Wow, that's useful. Alright, let's look at her abilities. Wicked Hack. Iron Swan, which she doesn't know. Barbaric Yawp. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. If It Bleeds, also pretty good. Breakthrough, Adrenaline Rush, and Bleed Out. Alright, let's go ahead and take a video. Alright, so Wicked Hack is a basic attack. You know, that's good to have for this character. So we'll just keep that. Iron Swan is a very specific form of attack. Because it's got the same accuracy and crit as the basic attack, but she can only do it when she's in the front rank, and she can only attack the very back rank. Now, that's really handy because sometimes you really want to kill someone in their very back rank. So we're going to go ahead and learn that. Barbaric Yawp, that's a stun, but it debuffs her, and it does no damage. Minus 100% damage percent. So, potential to but it can stun the first 2 ranks. So, that one's... we'll put that in the maybe pile for now. If It Bleeds. Now this one's interesting, because you can use it in any of the first 3 ranks, so anything but the back rank, and she can attack the 2 middle ranks of the enemy side, which is good, because that means she can attack... like, with this and Iron Swan, if she's in the front rank, she can attack literally every rank of the enemy side. It does a little bit less damage than Wicked Hack or Iron Swan. You see it has the damage mod, minus 35%. But it also has a chance to inflict 2 points of bleed every round. And 100% base is not great, but it's not bad. So we'll probably hold on to that one. Breakthrough does half as much damage, roughly, as the other attacks. Moves her forward 1 rank, so if she's been pushed back or swapped ranks with somebody, that'll push her closer to the front. Hits the first 3 enemy ranks, but does the minus 20% damage and dodge debuff, which, same with Barbaric Yawp and Bleed Out. So that one, we're going to learn it. We might not use it, but we're going to learn it. Adrenaline Rush. Plus 20% damage and plus 5 accuracy. Cures Blight and Bleed. And heals for 1 hit point. So that's not bad. We're going to learn that. Not sure if we will keep it. So let's take a look at her. Alright, Wicked Hack, we got to keep that. That is our go-to. That is our mainstay. That's the good business. Barbaric Yawp. Ugh. See, Hellion often gets lumped in with Crusader and Man-at-Arms a bit as kind of a tanky class because they're tough. And sometimes this stun can be just as effective as, you know, taking a hit for somebody else. That's really, really hard to... it's really hard to say no to. If it bleeds, yeah, I want to keep that. Now, Bleed Out... I actually didn't go over this when we were in the guild, but Bleed Out, alright. Does 15% more damage than Wicked Hack, which, that's pretty nice. And can bleed for 3 rounds, but does the debuff of minus 20% damage and minus 15 dodge on Corey. So... and she can only use it while she's in the front rank, and she can only hit the person in the enemy's front rank with it. So honestly, I'm going to drop that. Now, it kind of depends on what we want Corey to do. Let's see. Looking at my level 1s here, actually, whole party's basically level 1 at this point. But I actually do not have a whole lot of tankiness. So let's see. I am going to take Adrenaline Rush for that, because that's a good thing. Like, if we surprise a party, that's a good thing to hit herself with, and or if she gets blighted or bleeding, then she can just pop that and not a problem anymore. So I think that's a good one to take. Also, if I take Breakthrough or I use Barbaric Yawp, I can actually use that buff to more or less counters the damage debuff of these two. Gotta think though, because Iron Swan and Breakthrough are also both pretty good. I think I'll stick with this layout though, because Breakthrough doesn't do that much damage, and Iron Swan will only be very, it'll only be useful in very specific situations. Camping skills I'll get to later, just because that involves going to the Survivalist, and that's kind of a whole different kettle of cheese, so don't worry about camping skills for now. Alright, Stray. What have we got for Stray? Alright, Noxious Blast. It's kind of her main attack. She can use it as long as she's not in the very front rank. Doesn't do much damage, but it blights for 4 points a round, which is, kind of, that's what the Plague Doctor is in the party for, to blight things. Plague Grenade, basically the same deal as Noxious Blast. Technically does a little bit less damage, but does the same blight damage, and it hits 2 targets, but only the back rank. So with these two, she can attack any enemy, which is always good. Blinding Gas. Doesn't do any damage, but it can stun both people in the back rank. We're going to go ahead and buy that, even if we don't switch to it, but that might be a thing. But first we're going to look at the other abilities. Incision. Okay, can't use it from the back rank. It inflicts 1 point of bleed damage for 3 rounds, so not bad. And, doesn't have any sort of damage penalty, so decent ability there. And we got Battlefield Medicine. Battlefield Medicine is another kind of staple Plague Doctor ability, because you can use it to cure Blight and Bleed off of her and somebody else in the same turn, which is really nice when you're facing enemies that can bleed or blight multiple people around. Emboldening Vapors is a buff, plus 25% damage and plus 3 speed, and she can use it on any friendly character, which is really useful. And Disorienting Blast. Disorienting Blast is one of the few that I just never really bothered with. Like, I've had it on a few Plague Doctors before, and it can be nice, but usually, like, the main useful thing about this is it stuns and it clears corpses. And clearing corpses can be a really useful thing. Like, it's honestly good to have maybe one person in the party that can clear corpses with an ability. But this one is not the best one to go with, in my opinion. Like, of the abilities they have available, I'd much prefer almost anything over Disorienting Blast. Because a single stun, especially when you have Blinding Gas, I mean, yeah, it can hit one more rank. But yeah, not a big fan of Disorienting Blast. I am going to take Emboldening Vapors, even if I don't use it right now. So yeah, let's see. I kind of like her setup right now, because having Incision is actually really nice, because if I take her somewhere or fighting against something that is resistant to Blight, that she has that, which you can use to inflict bleed on it. Which also means I could give her that. But I don't want to penalize her speed anymore. That's the thing, is like a lot of the early trinkets you find are very much a double-edged sword. You get a buff, but you also lose something. I think we'll just leave her as she is. She makes a great third rank choice with her abilities. So yeah, keep her the same. All right, David the Leper. He's got Chop, Hew, which is area effect chop, essentially. A little bit less damage, but Purge. Purge. Not much damage. Knockback. Clears all corpses. We may hold on to Purge, because the knockback can actually be really useful. Because especially enemy characters often have they can only use their good abilities while they're in their starting position. So if you can knock one of them that far back, that can really mess up their whole line. So we'll hold on to Purge for now. Alright, Revenge. It's a self-damage buff. Basically sacrificing, dodge and protection to do more damage and be more accurate. So, not bad, but he's a tank, so probably not going to be using that much. Now, Withstand. That's an ability. Plus 25% prot and a stress heal of 9. That is some good business right there. Just straight off the bat, just taking only 3/4 damage from every attack. Hard to argue with that. And the stress heal is good too. Solemnity is a little bit trickier because it's a real decent self-heal. Like, only the Vestal can really top that for heals at this level. And the resists are, not bad by any means. It is hard to justify having both, and it's kind of tough to say, which is better. So we'll come back to that. Intimidate. Doesn't do much damage, but lowers enemy damage and accuracy on the front 2 ranks, but only 79% base chance. So, we'll learn it. Actually, we'll learn all of it. Why not? Now, I am a big fan of Hue and Chop. I do think they both are really great, and because the Leper's big deal has always been, of the tanks, he does the most damage generally, but has the lowest accuracy. He's base accuracy 75, whereas everybody else is 85. So it's easy to use those and miss, and even though it only seems like 10%, it comes up a lot. Now Purge. Purge is another really good tank ability. I think for now what we're going to do is we're going to lose Solemnity and take Withstand. I like Intimidate, but I think I'm going to go with Hue, just because if the front 2 ranks have been softened up, or even if the back 2 ranks have been softened up and I use Purge to bring the front ranks forward when I knock somebody back, Hue can do a lot more damage than Intimidate. So we go with that for now. Amy. Plague Doctor again. Good abilities. Let's see what she has used right now. Yeah, Discerning Blast, Emboldening Vapors. No Noxious Blast on her, but Blinding Gas. I think we'll keep that just because she will never be in a party without strong hitters for the front 2 ranks. So we can afford to not use Incision or Noxious Blast on her in exchange for Emboldening Vapors and Blinding Gas. Which seems a little hypocritical considering what I said about Stray, but it's good to have characters that are the same class as slightly different builds, just so you can mix and match them a bit more. Alright, actually, let's go to Guild. Alright, Dismas. I don't really use him much, but is he my only... No, Heath's healing, so... Yeah, he's my only Highwayman, so we'll start with him. Alright. Wicked Slice. Can't be in the back rank, and can attack the front 2 ranks. Basic... It's a knife stab. It's not too bad. Basic damage attack. Pistol Shot, similar deal, with the caveat of it does a little bit less damage than base, but makes up for that if you're attacking a marked target. Or, no, it gives you the... Yeah. It gives you a buff against marked targets. So, not too bad. Or actually, I think it just does more damage. I don't know. I should research how to read these. But actually, I think what that is it gives you... Yeah, it gives you bonus damage against marked targets, which is great if you have somebody who can mark targets, because I don't think he can at all. Like, there are a couple classes that really benefit from that, mostly Highwayman, Bounty Hunter, and Arbalest benefit heavily from being able to mark targets. But it does require you having somebody in your party that can, which is only the Occultist, Arbalest, and Bounty Hunter, I think. But Pistol Shot is really solid. It's a good ranged attack. We'll keep it for now. Point Blank Shot. Point Blank Shot is very situationally useful. If the Highwayman is pulled to the front somehow, This is a good way to get him back into position and knock somebody back, and it does a significant amount of damage. So we're going to go ahead and learn that, just because. Grape Shot Blast. I am a big fan of Grape Shot Blast. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but being able to hit the first 3 ranks can be really handy, because if any of them are low on health, that can be an instant kill. So we'll keep Grape Shot Blast for now. Tracking Shot. Tracking Shot doesn't do much damage, but for longer fights, it's really useful just because it gives him bonus damage and crit, which can make it a lot easier to take down high hit point enemies. Duelist Advanced. Advance. Moves forward 1, does a little bit less damage, activates Riposte. I did not know that. Minus 40% damage when riposte. 100% base. Interesting. That is a relatively new addition to Duelist Advance, so I'm going to learn that. And let's see. Now, normally, or at least later on in the game, you'll have a lot more trinkets to choose from that can really drastically affect how a character plays, especially somebody like the Highwayman, who has equal number of ranged and melee attacks, because you'll get trinkets that only give you bonus to melee or only give you bonus to ranged. So let's have a look-see. We could... Actually, you know what? That actually sounds like fun. Go back to the guild. Go ahead and learn Wicked Slice. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Lose all the ranged abilities and take all the melee abilities. Actually, I still have room for one more. Point blank shot. So now he's going to be doing a bit better. I'll probably keep him in the second position, maybe third. Actually, yeah, probably second position. And what this will do is, with Duelist Advance and Point Blank Shot, he can cycle those. If he starts in the second position, he can use Duelist Advance to go up, and then use Point Blank Shot to jump back. Which is another good thing to do. Is like, certain characters have a lot of moves that move them around the battlefield, and it's really good to keep track of those and figure out how they can affect them, because you don't want a character stuck and having to use the move action to change their position, because that's basically a wasted turn. So it's really good to have things that can change your position if you're going to be out of position a lot. Alright, Houndmaster, KC. Hound's Rush, basic attack, does bleed and gives you that sweet buff. Hound's Harry, this is a great ability, almost indispensable against a certain boss. Hits every target and inflicts bleed. Doesn't do a lot of damage base, but hitting the entire enemy line is a really great thing. It's hard to top Hound's Harry. It really is. Target Whistle. Oh, they can mark targets as well. I will go ahead and learn that, and I'll probably see. I don't really have... Yeah, I don't have any bounty hunters, and only have two highwaymen. So I might not use it yet, but if I recruit any arbalests or any bounty hunters, that will be very useful. Cry Havoc, stress heal +3, not bad. I might drop that for Hound's Harry though. Guard Dog is excellent. Lick Wounds is also really excellent. Blackjack, not a fan. I tend to keep my Houndmasters in the back few ranks, so they won't get a chance to use Blackjack very often. So I'm just going to skip that for now. Because the stun is handy, but again, not really going to keep him that far up, because I like using Cry Havoc and... Although I think I don't know. So I want Hound's Harry. And I'll go ahead and drop Lick Wounds for Hound's Harry. Actually, no, I'll drop Cry Havoc, because with Guard Dog, Lick Wounds is really good, because this basically makes the Houndmaster into a tank with Guard Dog. So yeah, we'll do that. Move on to... no, not there. Guild. On to Soren. Cultist. Sacrificial Stab, kind of in the same boat as Incision with the Plague Doctor. It's a decent enough melee ability. He can use it from the 3rd rank, which isn't bad. And it can attack up to the 3rd rank of the enemy. It has a good chance to crit and does more damage to Eldritch, which is not bad. You know, let's go ahead and learn that. Abyssal Artillery. This one is a really good one. Like, this is one of my favorite occultist abilities, just because it hits both the back ranks, and that's always really useful. They do a lot of damage with Eldritch. Anyway, Weakening Curse. Doesn't do much damage, but does a little bit of damage. And inflicts the enemy with minus 30% damage. That's reasonably useful, especially on, like, you know, boss fights or mini-bosses. But, we might drop that if something better comes along. Weird Reconstruction, that's a given. Gotta use that one. Like, that is one of the main, like, that heal is one of the main reasons to have an occultist. You know, I hate to say it, but they are... I mean, they're basically tied for Vestal for best healer, in my opinion. I mean, they're not quite as reliable as the Vestal, but I have seen a Weird Reconstruction turn a fight completely around. Vulnerability Hex. We're going to take that because being able to mark targets is great. I probably won't be using it until, like I said, I have Bounty Hunters and Arbalests that can really benefit from it. But it's definitely a good thing to learn. Hands from the Abyss. Not a big fan of this one. It does stun, and it does decent damage for the occultist anyway. But he has to be in one of the front two ranks, and really, he's not supposed to be there, and it doesn't move him back at all. So probably not going to use that one. Demon's Pull. This is a great one. This is kind of my go-to attack ability for this class because, one, it clears all corpses. It'll pull an enemy up 2 spaces, so if you use it on the 3rd rank, it pulls them to the 1st rank. If you use it on the back rank, it pulls them to the 2nd rank. So right into line with your tanks, which is absolutely essential. Can really turn a fight around. We're going to go ahead and drop Weakening Curse for Vulnerability Hex, I think. Because that penalty to dodge can be really useful. I don't know. Weakening Curse. We can drop that and take Sacrificial Stab. Decisions. So, no, we'll go with Weakening Curse for now. Does a decent amount of damage, and the debuff is not bad. Alright. And he's another Crusader. Yeah, I'll just leave him the way he is. I don't really use him anyway. Alright. Another Occultist. Abyssal Artillery, Weird Reconstruction, Hands from the Abyss, and Demon's Pull. Again, I don't know. Yeah, I really don't like the idea of him being in this front 2 ranks. And granted, that does give him something he can do if he gets pulled there. But I'm not sure if it's worth... Oh, I don't know. You know what, I'll keep it on him just to see how that works out. Okay. Danica, another Hellion. Wicked Hack, Iron Swan, If It Bleeds, and Breakthrough. All really good. And I don't know. I already have one Hellion that's more tanky. Maybe I should just keep her as just straight up damage. Which is really what this is all about. Because with these abilities, she can attack up to the 3rd rank. She can attack all 3 front ranks at once. With Breakthrough. Adrenaline Rush might be worth taking. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just keep it like that for now. Joe, another Houndmaster. Alright, yeah, he's got Blackjack, which I don't know. Maybe I should keep it. Guard Dog would be a good one for him to get. So just learn everything. Let's see. See, Cry Havoc and Blackjack. There's no reason to have both of those, I don't think. You know. So we'll just lose Cry Havoc, take Guard Dog. Hound's Harry. Not too bad. And Guard Dog works with Lick Wounds. So yeah, well, we'll go with that for now. I have a stunning Houndmaster. Tim, the Man-at-Arms. Or Man-at-Arms is an interesting class. I have heard it get derided online, and I don't know where that comes from because it is a great, great class. I absolutely love Man-at-Arms. Crush, fairly standard. It's a basic melee attack. It's nice, like, compared to the other tanks, it's actually pretty sweet because it can attack up to the 3rd rank, whereas Crusader and Hellion, well, Crusader can only really attack to the 2nd rank. Hellion can attack to the 3rd, but it's not the basic attack. You know, they have if it bleeds, which can attack the 3rd rank, but it has a damage penalty in exchange for the dot. Rampart moves them forward 1, not bad. Doesn't do as much damage, but does a knockback and a stun, which that can be really useful. That's great, you know, crowd control. Bellow doesn't do much damage, but it does do damage, which is an important thing. And it also gives a decent debuff, -5 dodge and speed, which, you know, that can mean the difference between a stress caster getting off their spell or getting killed first because you managed to go before it. Defender, very straightforward, very useful. Guards an ally, protects him, or increases his own prot. It is the definitive tank ability in this game as far as I'm concerned. Retribution. This is a great one, especially when combined with Defender. Doesn't do much damage on its own, but marks yourself as the target, so people are more likely to attack the man-at-arms, and activates Riposte. So anytime he is hit, he hits back. Which, that is incredibly, incredibly useful. I have seen that ability inflict tons of damage on the enemy turn. Command, not bad, but not amazing. I mean, +10 accuracy and +1 crit, and it affects the entire party, if I recall. And Bolster. Bolster is another one of my go-to abilities with the Man-at-Arms. +5 dodge and +2 speed. That is really great just as a fight opener, or in response to getting, you know, battered. Everybody becomes more likely to dodge and increases their speed. So, which of these are we going to use in this particular build? The Command I don't care about too much. It's a good ability, but not really what he needs. Now, Rampart and Bellow are both pretty good. And Crush, honestly, I like Crush. It's a good, just utilitarian, you know, inflict some damage. But I kind of feel like Rampart or Bellow works better for a dedicated tank. And really, his main damage dealing ability is going to be Retribution. Because like I said, even though it itself doesn't do a whole lot of damage, it lets him do damage by getting him the riposte. I think... Let's see, Rampart is good, but I do have a lot of stun in this party. So we're going to go with Bellow. See how that works out. Alright, Heath is getting healed. Alright, and Molly, the Vestal. Got Mace Bash. Honestly, not really a thing for the Vestal. Like, you could do it, but if your Vestal is in the front 2 ranks, something's gone wrong. Judgment. Judgment is a really great ability. It can attack any enemy rank. It does decent damage, and it heals the caster. So, yeah, that's kind of my go-to attack for the Vestal. Dazzling Light does a stun. Does a little bit less damage than Judgment, but, you know, the stun is useful. And increases the torch, so, yeah, you got that. There's the money shot. Divine Grace. Can heal for 3 to 5. Very reliable. Basically makes this class the best healer in the game. And Divine Comfort. Again, doesn't heal for much, but always heals for some, and this can heal the entire party. Let's see what else we have. Illumination. Less damage than Judgment, but inflicts a dodge debuff, not bad. And Hand of Light inflicts a damage penalty, accuracy penalty debuff, and it does more damage against Unholy. Now those are all good abilities, but these 4 are kind of the Vestal Prime ones. Like, I have never really run a Vestal that uses these much. And so that's what I'm going to go with for my Vestal. Alright, let's check out camping skills, because I need to do adjustment camping skills. Let's start with the Vestal this time, though. Alright. Now, there are 3 universal camping skills. Everybody can learn these 3. Encourage, Wound Care, and Pep Talk. Then every class has, I think 4, might be more for some, I don't know. These are their unique ones that only they can learn. So the Vestal has Bless, which, alright, 1 companion, +10 accuracy, +10 dodge for 4 combats. I like that they did that. It used to be the time limit wasn't as clear, but this time it is. Now, it costs 3 time, and it's like, I think it's, you get 15 time when you rest, So 3 time that's significant. It only benefits 1 companion, so we might drop that one. Chant. 1 companion if religious, minus 20 stress damage for 4 combats. If not religious, minus 10. If religious, reduces stress by 15. If not religious, reduces stress by 5. Now that's fairly conditional, but that is pretty useful if you have a character who's accumulated a lot of stress, especially if they're religious. Which, for the record, the religious characters in this game are the Vestal, the Crusader, the Leper, and I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So we'll take that. Whoa. Yeah. Pray. All companions. If religious, reduce stress by 15. If not, reduce stress by 5. If religious, plus 15 prot for 4 combats. If not, plus 5. This would be really good when paired with a leper or a crusader, because that plus 15 prot would hold out. And let's see, that's 4, 3. And sanctuary prevents nighttime ambush. If has mortality debuffs, heal 50%. Now, mortality debuffs are if you've hit death's door, you get a debuff that lasts for the rest of the dungeon that reduces, like, some of your combat stats. I think we'll keep Sanctuary. Let's go to... So let's see. Bless, I don't really care for. Chant, pray, chant, pray, chant, pray. It's tough. We'll go with Pray, because I like the prot bonus, and if we need to reduce stress, she's got Encourage, which is always good. Survivalist, Heath can't go, so Tim. Alright, he's got Wound Care, which I don't care much for Wound Care, so we're going to learn Encourage. Encourage is my favorite universal one, because Pep Talk is okay, you know, the resistance to stress damage is nice, but I like just get rid of stress. So alright, what else do we have? Maintain equipment, self only plus 10 prot, plus 15 damage. That's a lot of time investment, but if I don't need that to reduce stress on other companions, that might be worth taking. I'm starting to run short on money though, so we'll think about that. Tactics. All companions plus 10 dodge, plus 3 crit, and self plus 10 dodge, plus 3 crit. That's a really good one. Probably hold on to that. 1 companion, plus 5 dodge, plus 3 speed. Okay, that takes less time than tactics, and it also increases speed, but no. And weapons practice. All companions plus 10 damage, plus 5 crit. So yeah, that's pretty good. I think I will take maintain equipment, although I'm probably going to have to ease off on buying new skills at this point. In fact, yeah, let's just take a look at what we have here. Dang it, I need to have everybody learn Encourage, but alright. His unique ones are Hound's Watch. Lowers chance of party being surprised and increases chance of surprising a party, or surprising combat. Ooh, you know, alright. I'm gonna bite the bullet, spend the money, learn that one, because that one's good. Therapy Dog. All companions reduce stress by 10 and reduces stress damage by 10%. That's really useful. Man's Best Friend. Self only reduce stress by 20, but it only costs 2 time, which is nice. And Release the Hound. Plus 50% scouting chance. That's actually pretty good. I want that one too. You know what? Don't really need Wound Care. And he's got Therapy Dog, which is honestly better than Encourage. So yeah, we'll do that. Alright. Can't really learn anyone anymore. So, alright. Okay. So she's got Encourage, which is good. Battle Trance. Interesting. Okay. That's good to know. I'll probably pick that one up later, but like I said, I'm short on money, so I don't want to spend any more. But yeah. Plus 10% accuracy and plus 20% damage if in position 1. Although, that does provide significant penalties if she's not in position 1. So, there you go. Revel. Minus 5 accuracy and speed for herself and all companions, but reduces stress by 20 and provides 10% stress resistance. So, tough call. It's not a bad one. Reject the Gods. Reduce her own stress by 30, but increase everyone else's stress. Not by much if they're not religious, but if they are religious, that's significant. But if she's like the only one who's stressed out, that's probably a good one to use. And it's only 2 times. And Sharpened Spear, +8 crit, yeah, that's a good one. James, Wound Care, meh. Alright. Abandon Hope. Wow, alright. Reduce his own stress by 25, and has a chance to increase everybody else's stress by 10 or 5. Yeah, there's a lot of stress abilities in the camping skills that work like that, by either reducing your own stress and increasing others, or like reducing one's by increasing somebody else's. It's a trade-off. Dark Ritual. Reduce Torchlight by 100, increase stress by 15, one companion heal 50% and remove mortality debuffs. That could actually be pretty useful. Dark Strength. Increases his own stress by 15, but gives another one companion plus 20% damage. Not bad. And Unbreakable Commune prevents nighttime ambush. All companions increase stress by 7. That one, I'll go ahead and spend the money to learn, because nighttime ambush is rough. Like, if you get ambushed at nighttime, because you get surprised automatically, just right off the bat, and you can't increase the torch level until the fight is over, which means they're getting more crits on you. And yeah, you can have a whole dungeon turn around on one ambush. But I don't really have enough to buy it for Soren here, which is sad. He's got Pep Talk, Abandoned Hope, and Unspeakable Coming. So he already knows it. Okay. Casey, Wound Care, Therapy Dog, and Man's Best Friend. Not too shabby. Dismas. Gallows Humor. See, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Reduces his own stress by 25, and has a chance to reduce all the companions' stress by 20, but also has a chance to increase their stress. So that's a little bit of a gamble there. Unparalleled Finesse. +10 dodge, +2 speed, +20% damage melee skills, +10 accuracy melee skills. Nice. Clean Guns. +10 accuracy increases range skills. So maybe I should have gone with range skills on this guy. We'll do that. Until I can learn Unparalleled Finesse, anyway. Bandit Sense. Prevents ambush and reduces chance of being surprised and increases chance of surprising. Really handy. Amy has Encourage. The Leeches! Actually, what's this one? Experimental Vapors. Oh, nice. Heals them for 50% and increases their heals received by 33%. That's actually a really good one. I'll have to pick that one up later. This one is really, really awesome. This is another, like, do not leave home without this ability for Plague Doctors. Just because remove target disease. Because that can save you thousands of gold. Just because, you know, you can do it for free in the dungeon and then not have to pay for it when you get back. The Cure. Self only removes target disease and gives disease resistance. Not bad. And Self-Medicate. Reduce stress by 10, heal 20%, remove blight, remove bleeding. +10 accuracy. Not shabby. Definitely a maybe, if that makes sense. Alright, David the Leper. Let the Mask Down. Reduces his own stress by 25, but stresses out everybody else by 5. Net gain, ultimately, unless everybody else is really stressed out. So, not bad. Bloody Shroud. Increases all resistances. Not bad. Not bad at all. That would actually be really good if you paired it with Solemnity. Because you use Solemnity once, and bam, 50% more resistance to everything. Reflection. Reduce stress by 20, +10 accuracy, +5 crit. Not bad. Self-only, and costs 3 time, but that is not bad. It's stress reduce and a decent buff. Quarantine. Suffer 20% hit point damage, but 50% chance to reduce everybody else's stress by 20 or 15. So that's not bad. That's probably one I'll be picking up. Stray, we already did these. The Cures and Medicate. Not bad. Corey, already looked at those. Oh, she's got Battle Trance. That's nice. And Crusader. Got Pep Talk. Easy have pep talk. Alright. Unshakable leader. Self only minus 25% stress damage. Not bad. Stand tall. One companion. Reduce stress by 15. Remove mortality debuffs. That's really good. Zealous speech. Reduce stress by 15 and stress damage by 15. That's really good. And zealous vigil. Prevents ambush and reduces stress by 25. So, that's the skills. I hope y'all learned a bit. Just seeing what those got over here. I want an antiquarian or an abomination, but ooh, grave robber though. I'm gonna recruit that grave robber.
To those with a keen eye, gold gleams like a dagger's point.
Okay, I will name her Amanda, so why not? And let's have a look at the Grave Robber, because the Grave Robber is a very interesting class. I really like them. They're kind of like the Highwaymen in that they're very damage-oriented, but they're basically like halfway between Highwaymen and Plague Doctor, which is kind of neat. Alright, we got Pick to the Face. Fairly straightforward, a basic attack. Lunge, to be used from the back ranks, but shoots her forward 2 ranks and does 40% more damage and has 10% crit modifier, which is really nice. That's big damage there. Flying Daggers, it's a ranged attack, hits the 2 center ranks and reduces bleed resist. Shadow Fade, basically like point blank shot, moves her back 1 and can stun and improves her dodge, but does no damage. So that's an interesting ability. Thrown Dagger, basic ranged ability. Bonus damage versus marked, it's good to know, and increases her accuracy. And 10% crit chance. Poison Darts. Doesn't do much damage, but inflicts blight and reduces blight resist, which is good, makes them easier to blight more. Blight's fun to say. Toxin Trickery, plus 10 dodge, cure blight or bleed, and plus 5 speed. So that's really good. I think that's a pretty good setup she has right now already. You know, I can stay basically in the 3rd position and use all of her abilities. And right now, none of her abilities will change her position, but she has Lunge and Shadow Fade if I want to make her more, jumping aroundy. And we got the camping skills, Snuff Box, remove 1 disease. Self and 1 companion, apparently. That's pretty handy. Gallows Humor, basically the same ability as, it's the same as the Highwaymen's. Reduces own stress by 25, and has a chance to increase or decrease other people's stress. Night Moves, plus 30% scouting chance. That's actually really useful. Scouting, I have found to be incredibly, incredibly useful in this game. Anything I can do to improve my scouting chance, I always do, because being able to avoid fights, being able to find treasures. They actually added another thing where if you make a critical success on a scouting check, you will find a secret room with just awesome treasure in it. And Pilfer produces a random supply item. That's actually pretty handy. I've looked at the Antiquarian on my other game, which is the Antiquarian is the new class. And they have, for their camping skills, they have a basically Pilfer that produces a random supply item, and they have another ability, I forget what it's called, but it produces a random trinket. So it's like, that's pretty useful. I have Hellion stuff. Let's see what that. Plus 50% max HP, minus stun resist. You know what, she's kind of tanky, so we'll give her that. And I have no Jesters, much to my disappointment, because I love Jesters. But alright, I hope that gave everybody a decent insight into how the abilities work and what's a good way to set up your party and your character's abilities. I think that about does it for this Let's Play, so thank you all again for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Promise, next time I'm going to go to a dungeon and kill some stuff. Tear it up.